Légal's Mate is one of the most aesthetic and risky pseudo-queen sacrifices in chess history. It punishes the opponent's greed and their overconfidence in the pin mechanic. Let's see how it's done. Pawn e4, white takes control of the center. Pawn e5, black responds. Knight f3, white develops the knight and attacks the pawn. Pawn d6, black defends the pawn but blocks their own bishop's path. Bishop c4, white aims at the f7 square, the weakest point of the enemy king. Bishop g4, black thinks, I've pinned the knight, white's hands are tied. They are certain white can never move the knight without losing the queen. Knight c3, meanwhile, white continues normal development. The main goal is to control the d5 square. Pawn g6, black makes a slow move. At this exact moment, white realizes how much the opponent relies on that pin. White weighs the pressure from the bishop on f7 and the storm that the knight e5 move will create. He sees he can put massive pressure on the black king. The move knight e5 could lead to a mate, or it could be stopped with the right defense. However, the moment white notices black's bias, he can never leave the queen, he decides to use his queen as bait. Knight takes e5. White intentionally breaks the pin. He sacrifices his knight and actually leaves the queen hanging. Bishop takes d1. Black focuses only on the queen. Thinking, my opponent made a mistake, I got the queen, they fall into the trap. Bishop takes f7, check. The white bishop attacks from the unprotected f7 square. King e7, this is the only square for the king to escape. Knight d5, mate, the second knight joins the action and covers all squares around the king. Game over. How to break this trap? Now, let's rewind the moves and see how to professionally break this clever trap. Pawn e4. The game starts from the center. Pawn e5. The response is the same. Knight f3. White attacks with the knight. Pawn d6. Black defends the pawn. Bishop c4. The bishop eyes the f7 square. Bishop g4. Black sets up the pin. Knight c3. White continues his preparation. Pawn g6. This slow move by black triggers the trap. Knight takes e5. White offers the queen as bait once again. Black realizes they can't just take a free queen and senses the trap set by the knights. Pawn takes e5. Here is the correct move. Instead of taking the queen, black captures the knight. This way, they both break the pressure on f7 and completely close the mate line. Queen takes g4. White is forced to take back the hanging bishop. Result, even though you've lost a pawn, white's entire attack plan has blown up in their face, and white has no power left to attack. Summary note. If a queen is given for free, there is definitely a catch behind it. Instead of capturing the pinned piece, eliminate the piece that made the sacrifice, the knight. Once you ensure king safety, material advantage will win you the game.